Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Lighting Your Sunshine, where we like to shine a light within and empower ourselves. So there is no message today, but as I started shuffling the cards, actually no, that's part of it. I started shuffling the cards. Before I even come to do a video, I have like my little things that I do to raise my vibration so that I am in the clearest mindset. But soon as I pick up these cards, I start yawning. I can't stop yawning. I tried to film one video before this and I pretty much just had to stop it because it was like, go take a nap. But that's the thing with spirit. That's what I'm finding is if you find yourself uncontrollably yawning, it's usually because your body is trying to prepare yourself for more energy. And especially when you're dealing with certain guides, because the card decks that I'm using right now is the Starman Tarot, which is the David Bowie, the artist of his album covers made a tarot deck. So they're all like fantasy and sci-fi and just fun. So, okay, we're really channeling some energy into this reading today. Because even on top of my normal preparations, I'm still feeling like my body just needs a little bit more, just a little bit more. And yeah, we're going to start with the cards we already pulled and then we'll go into it. So we've got the Princess of Wands. Let's just show them all they say. We got the Ace of Cups, which is good because that was in the last reading and it was in the reverse like it is now. These other cards are new, but I never actually got to start that story because I couldn't get together. It was just a wave after wave after wave. So it stopped it, thought I would kind of ground myself a bit more, but as soon as I picked it up again, I'm feeling tired, but I don't feel it in my face as much, so that's kind of nice. But and then we got the Nine of Wands. So let me just quickly look at the story here. Okay. Just what I've heard. I'm not quite sure how the story will unfold, but I saw the Princess of Wands and it went here. And then it went to the, how it like cut off her torso, kind of like almost like the sacral or the womb. And then the cup in reverse with all this falling out. And then when I saw this, I heard chastised. And to be honest, I don't actually know 100% what that means. I think I know what that means, but let me just quickly look, or else that's going to bug me the whole reading. Definition is to rebuke or reprimand severely. Just punish. I thought there was going to be much more to it, right? Because you hear like chastity belt and chastise. I thought that it would kind of have those two together. Because now that I'm looking at it now, the word chastity belt didn't come into my mind. But it does look like a belt that she's wearing. And so there is something to do with that. And then again, this cup is spilling. And then when I went into here, it was the Nine of Wands. Ooh, my nose is so itchy right now. I'm so itchy. I'm so tired. The energy is just, it's really annoying me in this, in this reading. Yeah, but when I looked here, I almost got like this guy, and it was the weird mask he was wearing. it kind of gave me like creepy vibes. But then it looked like he was sitting on something, and all of a sudden this face popped out. And I was like, what's up with, I don't know what's up with that. It seemed like essence or something, or, and then when I went into here, it was all these people, and they were kind of traumatized or like captured or something. And so I go back to this princess, and I want to know what happened to her. So just let me pull some more cards, because it does seem one way, but ooh. So that was the World card that just flew out gracefully. Ooh, I'm feeling calmer now. Finally, it's grounding me. Oh my gosh, man, that felt so good. I couldn't think. It just, everything was itchy, and it was like tired and not present. So then when the World card came, it almost like took me down. When you look at it, it's like all these symbolism. Like there's the eye. There's, what is all this? There's the triangle, the eye. I don't know. It just really pulled everything down. This is a creepy card too. Only because I was getting steampunk vibes. But then when you get to her face doesn't look like it matches the rest of everything. So now I'm kind of going over to here. And that kind of now goes into like this face. I'm hearing that this face should go on this. What? That it's like someone... What a weird story. Okay, let me... Okay, thank you for your patience. I'm seeing that this guy is just very, very controlling. That it's actually a very controlling, toxic relationship with this cup. It's like together, when we put the face on here, this is the correct body that goes with it. And it's almost like it just takes the energy and like siphons it and stuff. It's very depleting. And so here's this girl, and I really got like steampunk and gears, and it was almost like robotic. It's not so much like having feelings. It's almost like being so numb to something that that now it's turned into something quite scary. So in Shalom monks, they have, I was watching an interview, and it talked about like demon hand, angel heart or something like that, because they just do the same thing over and over and over and over, and then their hands become toughened, right? And that's kind of what her face looks like. It just really looks like she's weathered the storm. Is it gonna focus? Doesn't need to. It's not meant to, because it's not the right face. This face is the one that goes on, and this one has this beautiful third eye open. And what is actually... I hear like you're the golden ticket. It's like that you bring all this energy, and so the more that it could keep you trapped and lonely feeling, the more he kind of sits on top reigning. But it's just this toxic, it's I don't know. And so if this is you in your situation, let's see how we can navigate this energy. Because this one I feel like is in the relationship, controlled by this guy, right? He's got and it's like spiritually, it's a spiritual control that they have. Physically, on the outside, like maybe most people might not even understand, but whatever this power that he holds, it's like a mind ninja manipulation thing. So again, let's focus, because this one, there's more to this one. But they say to go to here and pick one of the elements. Okay, so I was told to pick something down here, pick an offering or something, the tobacco. That I chose the cacao ceremony. And so let's just see what it wants. What I got with the cacao, it actually turned out to be coffee beans. And they brought the coffee smell, and the coffee smell, it was almost like, again, that this soul was trapped, kind of like in the underworld. Oh my gosh. You know what? I wanted to do a download that I had, and I was actually going to film it right now for this one, but I felt called to do this one before that one. And so, awesome. I feel like this has been trapped. Somebody has access to energetically keeping you tied to something, be it a contract, right? We haven't really talked about contracts in a while. We've been talking about cords and cutting those, but contracts seem to be a little bit more permanent. But I deep down believe that not everything is permanent. Because like this is the powerhouse, the golden ticket, it said. And so we haven't quite gotten into this. So I'm seeing the soul be trapped. We did the cacao thing, turned out to be coffee bean. What it did is it really grounded me in the reality now. And then now this lady shows up. Once you're grounded in this reality and not feeling that sense of like abandonment and cold and isolating, you know, maybe you like try to show your ideas in the 3D and you get shut down all the time because this is the one that rules. This is the one that has all the plans, and it's just sticky black, not things that we actually want. So freeing yourself from that go sit in the corner attitude, and then embodying the, what was this, the Princess of Wands. So I feel like you were this royalty at one point. You were the princess, and somebody really took advantage of that. I feel like what did it say, chastise, or something to do with the sacral. So I would say those are intimate encounters, and in doing so, that kind of opened you up. And I feel like maybe that's how a bit of this cord or contract or whatever it is that needs to be looked at a little bit deeper. There was something that did keep you down here. And so this one is so detached from your body. And so some people don't really know that, you know, you wake up, you live your life, but are you actually in your body? And I learned this from experience. I remember back in the first, like, I used to have circles that we'd go to, and they'd be like, Christy, you're floating outside your body. And I'd be like, what? But once I kind of understood that feeling and what it actually means to bring it down, so I think that's why they brought the coffee. You know, when you go and smell perfume, smell. I love smell because smell brings you instantly grounded. What is it for you? I know that for myself, when I get like in a loop-de-loop spin, that there's like certain specific scents that if I smell it right now, I'll instantly be calm. And so this girl comes. So there was this encounter. I do see that. That's when a little bit of that, I feel like it's a contract. I feel like having intimate relations, it kind of welcomed somebody to add an attachment to your sacral. And so that's why we really do have to be careful about those that we share our energy with, because like if you don't know who you're with and who they've been with before, You pick up their karmic everything, their baggage. So if you are hooking up with someone who has a lot of baggage, and that person hooked up with people with a lot of baggage, it could really throw your energy wonky and disempower you. And in that moment, you might make poor decisions that do find you in this karmic trapped, isolated feeling. But there is gold here. So bringing it back into the power. That's what the coffee beans did. The coffee beans brought it back to present moment, made it very intensified, really solidified it. And I feel like that's what you have to do, is you have to go in your power. In that moment, when memories come, when you want to cower and turn away, it's just standing there confident this time. And then still imagining those coffee beans. So you go back to a past memory that makes you want to cower. Well, now you're in that memory. Now you're going to stand confidently. You're going to smell your coffee beans that make you very present in that moment and just be powerful. Take your power back. And that's what I feel like she's kind of doing, because all of her sacral area is glowing. It's taking that interesting. So remember in this, I said that there was the golden whatever in her, that she's the one that has the gold. Well, on this card, that egg has split open. So what is that? I kind of got like at first like it was a cocoon or something, like butterfly, but a moth came. And now I go back to here. Is there a moth on her? There's so much on this card. Not the best image, but when I asked about the moth, it oh, got it in my bag. I got brought to these parts, and these are spiders up in the top. And so again, it's going back to that womb, that like when you sleep with someone and you take their energy, it's almost like take your sacral as like a spider web. And the spider web can go out as far as you want, but somewhere on that spider web, like we've came and we crossed and entangled with those people. So we'll always be kind of enmeshed in it. And so that's what these spiders, they're just like looming overhead, right? There's this spider web trapped up in the sky here. You can't see it as much, but there is a Metatron's cube thing kind of holding her head. So the one image that, oh yeah, so back to the web, right? If you've gone tangled with someone that you really don't want to, you don't really want them to be right here, but you're allowed to move them farther on your web until, you know, I feel like you can cut cords and remove the energies, right? We got to heal and transmute those, and then we can find that positive of it, but you can't ever fully get rid of them 100%, right? And so that's why, like, especially when sleeping with others, spirits, like, be careful who you're sharing your energy with. Especially with this girl, and this was the image that I was like, ugh, do I even want to share it? And I don't, but when you work with spirit, you just gotta say what you gotta say. But it gives me the creepy crawlies. But it's almost like by that, this guy was like a parasitic influence. He took this youthful, indigo, brightful, quirky, whatever, and then like this one, it just, I saw these bugs kind of almost be like infested, like it happened from the inside out. So what they're saying is like, so when you start to see like the decay on the face and things like that, that's just saying like this has gone on so long that it needs to be healed. So we go back to those coffee beans. We go back to those memories and those moments where we let that entrapped feeling take more say and control over our lives, and we free ourselves from that. By freeing ourselves, that is you taking again your power. I feel like, because all of a sudden my throat doesn't want to work. You didn't speak up ever. And so I just feel like actually your throat will be scratchy. Yeah, because now it's back good. It will be scratchy when because you haven't used it. You haven't really activated your throat chakra. All those women in the back trapped were blue, and all they wanted to do was use their throat. But blue and orange are so complementary together. So I do feel like there is some healing to do with the sacral, with the throat chakra. And so again, we go back to this this web, and we can move them to our comfort. Because this one, I feel like it's way too close. Like it's actually looming over top. So this energy needs to, I would look at the cord removal, maybe from the video previously, or contracts. Because contracts are a little bit harder than cords, because like if you've made a promise, again, I do think you can get out of everything, but it's only if, you know, things weren't held up on your end of the bargain, or you've by far exceeded what was owed, kind of thing. It's all in a realization. When you empower yourself that you're like, this is not fair, that's when that contract can be. So you really need to empower yourself back up. And it's hard because I feel like, again, it's just been so stagnant that again, that's when it's just been a long time, they say. So let's go to this Ace of Cups, because we haven't talked about this Ace of Cups more. And this looks fairly empowering. It was in the reverse before, but when you come back, and again, you're going to focus on yourself now, fill your cup up. In this case, this is your womb. I feel like when you've allowed someone into your energy space so close, what am I trying to say here? There is a need to do some like heavy, deep clearing first, because the body has been in survival and tense. It's almost like it's going to be like healing process in so many steps and stages, that if you have found yourselves in that cage where you do feel like you are so far gone recognizable, you look in the mirror, your soul doesn't shine, you don't even recognize the soul smiling back, and where's that spark in the eyes? Because there is that golden solar plexus thing, right? That egg, that wisdom that's going to crack. Oh, they say by you cracking, it's going to be so empowering for you. What came first, the egg or the chicken? And it's like, it doesn't matter, but that egg needs to come out. And so let's look at the card a bit more. All I keep seeing from this now is regeneration and growth. I see spring, and if this reading is resonating with you, I really think tomorrow's will give you that extra, like, for this. But I don't want to give too many details yet. But this card, there's nothing but growth and vines, and everything is reaching up to the top here. The sacral, I'm seeing, it almost might be kind of all these thorns and things at first that kind of need to, like, see how these ones are kind of on fire. It's like, it's just be gentle with the process, because again, the main thing that is of their concern is that you say enough, you stand up for yourself, and you review either your cords or contracts, because no one should be above you, controlling you spiritually, physically, mentally, or emotionally. Nothing. You should feel safe to speak up what you want, and especially when it comes to like intimacy. In this one, I feel like just too much taken advantage of. We don't need to go into details because you know, and we're going to empower that. We're going to get those coffee beans, right? Those coffee beans. And those coffee beans are just like in these memories, bringing us back to that part that took your thunder. And you're going to bring the lightning. That's what they say. Going to the thunder and bringing the lightning. That lightning is almost, again, you're going to need to do a lot of clearing out of this at first. Oh yeah. So the main thing, you empower yourself. You wake up, you say no, you face these contracts. The second one is the clearing and the figuring out where in your energy you're comfortable with them being. Because time, they'll still come. So there'll be like healing moments where you're like, I thought I dealt with this. And it's like, because there's just a little bit of knowledge or lessons kind of attached to that still. And then the third one, after a while, nope, they say this whole time, during the whole period, anything that's taken out, they want you to put love in. So that's what it's going to, how did this work again? How this one had this golden thing that's going to be taken out and cracked open and raining whatever information the egg wants to share. That's that love that comes back out. It's like it's going to rip something out of you, and there's a little golden egg being taken out of her, but then something has to come back in. And in that, we just don't want you to, you know, cut off and release and release and release and all these things and like just try to deal with everything at once. Because if everything comes up too much, too quickly, do you see how like it gets stringier with it? It's not kind of as thick as it wants to be up here. And then over here is, it's tender. And so we're really going for solid. It's a steady process, and if you just start doing all that, you might lose so much without gaining that hope, that joy, that love back in, that you might find yourself again opposite side of the spectrum, but still feeling like this. And so it is a process, and definitely get the help that you need. There's so many resources that I'm hearing what your story is, what you went through. It's meant to be shared. It's meant for you to heal through. And there are professionals and all those kind of things. Sorry, I say it like that, all those kind of things, because I can't be like, call this number or this, and so that's how my mind kind of does things. But I feel like this is serious, and to say for this person, don't give up. You're doing a great job. And this cup, I'm seeing now, normally I was focused on these ones, the green and all this healing, but this cup itself was in the reverse. When you swing it up, it's going to regenerate its own life. And all this one, look at this, there's a heart in here. And that's that love that comes back in. So these, I feel like you want these parts to heal and go quick, but always focus on this one. This one will grow so quick. This one's a weed, they tell me. It's like, and then so all this will be so strong that all this will, in time, they say, will be a memory that you just kind of like have to like, oh, We gotta face our fears. We gotta deal with our healing, right? But you won't have to eventually, because then this will be filled in. This will overgrow. These will be stronger, and pretty soon it's just going to be all green. And so if this reading does resonate with you, I'm very sorry to hear that you are in this right now, but you are going to be very empowered by working through this cycle. Yeah, it's almost like all things in life has almost, no matter what path you had taken, you would have come to the same moment right now where you're gonna empower yourself, right? And there's something more about this golden egg. This golden egg is going to bring life, they tell me. And this life is going to thrive and be abundant, and by it's gonna help heal all the rest. So we'll leave it there. I just hope you bring in that love. I hope that you are surrounded by friends and family that hear you and see you. And if not, you will find them, because these cards are very, very adamant on you standing up into your power, right? You are the lightning. So sending tons of love, tons of hugs, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.